Hello, everyone. I think we're live.
I think so too.
Yes. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Fridays on the Edge with the Cloud Native Engineers. Thanks everyone for being here. I'm Laura and Nato.
Hello. We are here.
We're here. Once
We're
again, we're
both
gonna
here.
do some nice whiteboarding sessions. Because we like that for a Friday evening. Keep it casual, yet
Waving.
informative. Waving.
It's an attempt at waving. And
is that me?
yeah.
Yeah, Nato and Laura, here we are. This is us.
This is us, everyone.
We're waving.
We're here. We're here for you.
We're here for you. So tonight we're going to talk about what's been happening with the Cloud Underground, with the Underground Ops, with the Nexus, the Underground Nexus, and our Nexus Kinesis projects, where you too can make a living on the cloud or on the Underground Nexus. Build your own product, make things happen. Nexus Kinesis, change. Making things moving forward. It's practically magic. So many projects.
So many projects. So, I guess we'll start talking about magic.
Yeah, so our first project that we're going to talk about tonight is Cybersecurity Research Radio.
Whoa.
It's finally out of development. It's finally back up. We're super excited. If you guys have checked out that radio station in a while, you will notice that it is simultaneously broadcasting the Cloud Underground radio feed. So you can jump on over to the Cloud Underground radio station if you're curious about track information or whatever. But over on Cybersecurity Research Radio, we have Randall's Cybersecurity Challenge. Randall Massey, our CISO at Cloud Underground, has been putting together weekly challenges to help you learn how to do cybersecurity.
And it looks like this.
It looks like this.
It looks just like this.
Today, you can go on over there and learn about risk assessments. Some nice self-guided learning here where you can learn about some NIST regulations, get into some methodologies, learn how to do a risk assessment, because you can't be secure unless you know where your vulnerabilities are, and that's what a risk assessment is all about.
And this runs out of the cloud. It's not running from any of our ground sites anymore. It's in the cloud.
That's right. The whole thing's in the cloud.
That's right.
But the music is all stored locally.
The music runs locally. So I guess we can talk a little bit about how is it run, because it's real simple.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of ground sites. We have 4 of them, and those are just our local data. Our local data center lives across multiple locations, kind of like this. And then we have a cloud node. So we have the Underground Nexus in the cloud, and everything runs the Underground Nexus. So one of our ground nexuses, so we're just going to say ground nexus, it plays the music. And then it sends that music on up to the Cloud Nexus. So it sends this music all the way up to the cloud. And then the cloud basically plays all of that then over to YouTube, which I guess then the whole stream plays like this. So this is pretty much how the stream works. We have ground sites, it has different resources, and then we have a real security operations center that actually shows our real security up here. So if I just put it just like that, real security. So if one of our ground sites are down, the music stops. So you'll notice sometimes if the music stops, that means that a ground site is struggling. And then our cloud underground nexus that Randall secures, it's there. And then you can take Randall's cybersecurity challenges here.
Then we should talk about what we did with artifacts yesterday. We want to get into the nitty gritty of the.
Well, I guess we could.
We don't have to.
We can. Well,
It was exciting.
We
It was
can talk
exciting
about it.
for me.
So one of the things that we've done with this whole thing, because we've built the underground nexus, and we have this whole thing is our data center. Our data center lives across multiple ground sites, and it lives up in cloud nodes across multiple locations. So our cloud nexus lives across a combination of Google Cloud Platform resources, Azure resources. There are some AWS components associated with it, and it also runs DigitalOcean resources. So our cloud nexus has basically depends on all of these, which sounds crazy, but the thing about the underground nexus is that it lets you use whatever cloud compute you want, however you want, and integrate it and make it all be one thing. And then boom, you get to see all of it under one looking lens. So this is just one thing that generally shows the highest level security metrics of them all. You can see some general spike activity. We are doing a stream right now. Surprise, surprise, that's not surprising. So just because this is our actual cloud infrastructure that's running here, you can see that. So one of the cool things about Randall's cybersecurity challenges is one of the things that we have that makes everything kind of work in the middle is, how does the music work? How does all this stuff work? How do all of our files work, the challenges? We have Git that lives in the middle of all of our cloud resources. So no matter what we're doing, the Git in the middle of all of our data center structures that everything talks to and integrates with, it's connected to the cloud nexus, deploys, manages, centralizes. Same thing with these. All of these things talk. And thanks to this Git thing in the middle, this crazy stuff, we use a combination of Git resources. So we don't just use GitLab, but we don't just use GitHub. We use a combination of things. We sound crazy, and maybe we are, but we don't believe in choosing a tool when you can just use all of them. So if one tool has better things, so if Azure has something that I want that AWS doesn't, or GCP has something that we want that AWS doesn't, instead of choosing one, we just use all of them. And that actually is less expensive than choosing one because of how we've designed this. And so one of the cool things, if we have an individual, and an individual is managing anything, then our developers or in team, we pretty much only work in the Git. And as a result, everything that we do, if we're just like any individual doing anything, then we work with this over here, and then it automatically makes all of these things do whatever it is that we're wishing to do, which it could be something to YouTube, it could be something to a ground site, it could be something to the music, it could be something to, you get the point. And so because we just have everything right here, all we have to actually do in order for these challenges to work is we've decided to manage the underground, I guess the underground ops well, the radio station challenge. So let me just show you. This is going to be a little confusing. So we created what's called artifact engineering, which means that Laura can build what are called artifacts, where she spends a very small amount of her time updating a very small piece of this giant, crazy, terrifying machine. And so Randall can send Laura, say, a new challenge for the week. So Randall will send out a new challenge from Randall. Then Laura receives that new challenge.
I take the challenge and I turn it into what you see on this.
And then she drops it, and now this is our public Git because we have a protected source location of this, which is where Laura sends her data, and then the data goes, and this is our public front end. So this is a safe place for us to share what we work on. And lo and behold, this is the underground Nexus DevSecOps control. It's a copy paste data center at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is kind of the hub for the Nexus.
Yeah, so anyone who's gone and taken a look at the
DIY open source version.
Exactly right. So anyone who comes over here, this is what Git looks like. Laura updates this one item right here. And just by changing this one item right here, as soon as she changes that one item, she basically goes and just clicks a basically like one approval item, and then boom, it just teleports it to the stream.
And that's what you see right there.
And so what that's called
Amazing.
is, Laura does artifact engineering. So this, because it's one element that's a byproduct of this greater thing, this is an artifact.
Yeah.
Laura, how does it feel to build artifacts?
It's pretty cool. It's like it does, like Nathan said, it makes it really simple. You can just replace that file essentially every week, and boom, like there it is automatically in the same space.
And she doesn't have to go through some complicated thing or remember a million logins or remember how to go, oh, where did that go with this other thing, or where did that other thing go with this other thing.
It's awesome. Super simple artifacts.
Drop it in there, boom. And then it's like, oh, I will put this one thing in every single location. One of the cool things about artifacts is you can go over to our website and you can actually use our artifacts too because we share them. It's an open source artifact because it's a publicly shared repository. Notice that it says public right here, which means that it's usable by anyone. You can use these artifacts as an example of trying to understand what an artifact might look like, feel like. But we have, where did you put that one?
On the radio.
How do I find it? Here it is.
There you go.
So if we take a look at our cloud, notice that it can also exist here on our website as a result, where just by Laura coming in here and saying, I'm going to update this one thing, then the artifact...
everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So we can say website, whatever we're trying to accomplish, you can make it to where the cybersecurity challenges can also be pushed over to this other location where she only has to do one thing, and then voila, this one item goes everywhere. Magic. Amazing.
I can't help but think, but like, imagine if you did something like that with, I don't know, even like your logo or something. So if you ever like changed or rebranded things, you could like click a button, everything would change.
Everything changes.
That would be really cool.
Heck yeah.
The future. This is the future.
Artifacts.
Anyway, our next Nexus Kinesis project. Are we ready to move on?
Nexus Kinesis. We are ready. So everyone gets the idea that the challenges can live wherever we want.
Everywhere.
Amazing.
Anywhere and everywhere. Nexus
Kinesis. And so let's Laura and Randall using Nexus Kinesis to make the challenges live everywhere. So let's go and take a look at the next one.
Randall's simply amazing stuff. Things. So the next one is Jordan's printer pipeline. The printer pipeline.
All right. We have Jordan's printer pipeline.
That's right.
Amazing.
So Jordan essentially has been just creating some cool stuff with his printer. He's always printing new custom pieces. he created a cool, some new like mounting brackets essentially. So if you want to like add your own, create your own printer pipeline and mount some Raspberry Pis to your 3D printer like he did, he's been sharing those designs in an open source marketplace essentially for 3D printer designs. So yeah, that's awesome.
So
Jordan's an engineer.
let's take a look at the printer pipeline. It says, hello, I just printed the largest object I've ever printed on my 3D printer and thought that we'd make a time lapse. Let's take a look at what Jordan has produced on his printer pipeline. Amazing.
So cool.
Amazing. And we are watching a camera that is part of the integration pipeline for Jordan's cloud. You're seeing what it looks like. Jordan can manage as many printers as he needs to or wants to with this one tool. And not only can he manage these printers, make sure everything's doing what it should be doing, but he can, there you go, this is a time lapse, right?
Yeah, he can manage these, yeah, it's a time lapse obviously, and then also he can remotely manage his printers using Octoprint.
Amazing. How is this done, Laura?
It's done using the Underground Nexus.
Oh,
Nexus Kinesis.
Nexus Kinesis.
It's practically magic.
That's practically magic.
So cool.
Let's just put that out there.
Magic.
Oh, I messed it up. Magic.
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 It's practically magic.
Amazing. Anyways, so let's get into this magic. So the way that this works, let's take a look at this diagram. We've got color coordinating, Git in the middle. We've got some ground sites. We've got some cloud thing. Let's just take a look at it. So we've got Git. There's no getting around that. Git.
No getting around the Git.
So the Underground Nexus is a Git server. Why can the Underground Nexus live wherever we want? Because it starts with Git. So then Jordan has sites. It doesn't really matter where he wants the sites to be. They could be ground sites, cloud sites. But we have sites. We have them. We have all the sites. And we have our cloud sites. So if Jordan is the developer, the manufacturer. So if we have Jordan over here manufacturing, then all Jordan has to do is start by structuring everything that he's trying to accomplish in the Underground Nexus, which is built on Git. So he comes over here and works on his Git template, which is based on the Underground Nexus template here. This is Git. We're looking at Git again, and it tells us how to deploy it. We can go and develop the Underground Nexus or whatever. And it tells us these options. It tells us that we can copy paste the whole data center. So we've got a copy paste data center, and this whole data center can be modified. So this right here is the data center. This might sound strange, but this is a data center. You can modify this, you can tweak this and tool this and do different things to it, but you can put in resources that say, I want this to connect to printer resources, set them up, and allow me to manage them. And so he can do that and set it up and say, hey Git, I need the printer to be managed in all of these sites, and boom, copy paste that sucker or remotely deploy that sucker to all of the sites desired. And it doesn't really matter where the site is, wherever the printer wants to live, then any of these can go to a printer. Any of them. Any of them at all. Doesn't really matter which one you want there to be a printer for. You can have multiple printers. You can have unlimited printers. Well, maybe not unlimited, as many printers as you can afford. So if you really, really wanted to go crazy like Jordan over here, you could also have the ability to say, hey, I'm going to make this thing that allows me to use my tool to basically manufacture at scale. Just all from this one thing. Boom. It's the Underground Nexus. It might as well be magic. And now you can all see why. It's amazing. Amazing.
Awesome.
So, for now, that's what we've got. What do
Those
you
are
unless
the
Laura has
Nexus
other
Kinesis
thoughts?
projects that have been making lots of progress in the last week or so. And the last couple things we wanted to announce are when we're ready.
We're ready. We're ready.
We're ready. The last couple things we wanted to announce. First and foremost, the return of Hide and Hunt. Hide and Hunt is coming back, guys. The ethical hacker game, teaching you amazing skills. Hide and Hunt. It's returning. We're going to be hosting monthly Hide and Hunt game events in our new Cloud Arcade. Woo!
Yay, Cloud Arcade!
Hide and Hunt is going to be our first main game we're going to be hosting in the Cloud Arcade. And we'll see what other ones we end up coming up with and hosting.
We will have a Minecraft world that will be in there at some point. That's a little more complicated, but for now we're starting off with Hide and Hunt in the Cloud Arcade.
So we'll be having more updates coming up, more announcements, more specifically about the Hide and Hunt events. Hopefully our first one will be debuting at the end of May.
Yeah, hopefully end of May is what we're looking at.
Yeah.
So get ready for your event. We'll let it
ready.
probably go for a while, like a whole weekend or something.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll have to drop some of those Hide and Hunt resources here into the Facebook group, so anyone interested can start getting familiar with what Hide and Hunt is and how to play the game. So you'll be prepared for our first tournament, our first game event. Yeah, we can drop some links into.
Well, if you're in the dojo, you'll want to go and you'll find.
Yeah, in the announcements channel, you'll find all the information about that. That was our announcement for the week. And if you're not in the dojo, we'll drop some links here into the. They're like past recordings of previous dojo event or Hide and Hunt events that we've done in the past.
All the past Hide and Hunt. There it is. And we've got our old. So you can see what it looks like to play back in the day. Haha, play back in the day. Amazing. Amazing. So that's Hide and Hunt for you. I guess I'll show you, like, at a high level, what does Hide and Hunt look like. It looks just like this, where when we were where you could play on a cloud on a Raspberry Pi, and as you can see, everyone gets their own terminal. This is a bunch of terminals, and then this is an old way that we were monitoring it. So this is a video that we just put in the link for Facebook, but this is we're gonna make Hide and Hunt Arcade where however many people who want to sign up, not just 3 or 4 people, can play together. So what's happening? So that's what we have to say. Laura, do you have anything else to say before we
No, I think that's about it. I think it's
stuff.
Exciting stuff.
All right, thank you for watching.
I think the last thing I would add is if you too are using the Nexus for some exciting things, we would love to hear what those are. Please share it. Share it here in the Facebook group. Drop a comment. Let us know what you're doing with the Nexus. What is your Nexus Kinesis project? We want to know. And thanks everyone for watching. Fridays on the Edge. Friday is on the edge.
Friday's on the edge. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Next week. Take care, everyone.
For watching.
Yeah.